This is On the Bench with the two Johnnies with Bord Gosh Energy. The summer's heating up now. Make the most of it with some new solar panels from today's sponsor, Bord Gosh Energy. Save up to €1,000 and get a free BER cert. Bord Gosh Energy. Know your power.
Hello.
You're welcome to On the Bench, a 6-part podcast series with some of the biggest legends in the GAA.
I'm Johnny B.
And I'm Johnny Smacks.
Lads, every week we'll be joined by stars from the world of hurling and football who will answer the same 7 questions around pre-season, career highlights and the dressing room.
And On the Bench this week is one of Kildare's greatest ever footballers, an all-star winner who played a key role in their 2000 Leinster Senior Football Championship triumph. Welcome to the podcast, Johnny Doyle.
Thanks very much, lads.
How are you, Johnny?
Delighted to be here. The 3 Johnnies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're only interviewing lads called Johnny. That's it's a strict process.
I told the kids, I have 3 girls at home and the 2 Johnnies mad.
Yeah, stop.
So I told them, they're just for this once, it's the 3 Johnnies.
Yeah. We're breaking out.
So you're cool at home now?
No, I'm not. No, I think I'm cool, but they don't.
We'll kick off anyway. A lot changed over the period. You broke onto the inter-county panel around 2000?
Yeah, 2000 was my first championship year. Yeah.
And then your last game for Kildare was?
Last championship game was 13.
13.
I played a bit into 14, played a couple of league games, and then I packed it in.
Okay, well tell us about pre-season, so.
Oh yeah, well look, I served under 5 different managers, so everybody brought their own. And
yeah,
look,
you finished a lot, lads.
And it was always their fault. It was never my fault. It's a great thing about players. Blame the managers.
100%.
Works best. No, and look, I had some great managers. But yeah, the pre-season was strange. Like I went into Kildare off the back of 98, which was unbelievable. Miko's team. Like,
Kildare had been in the first All-Ireland in 98 for about 70 years.
Yeah. So it was massive. Like I was the biggest Kildare supporter growing up. I went to every match. You know, I had a relation on the 98 team. And you just felt like this. And then, like, I used to go in and look at them train at 19, 20 years of age, like, you know, and I said, well, it's that lad, he's no life at all, you know. I just loved him. And then I got the call. We had a bit of a run in the club in 99, got to a county final, and I got the call in. Like, I was so excited. Like, it was just, you were even to get a trial with Kildare, you were sort of seen as, but went in anyway. And that time, like, if Mick O'Dwyer was Messiah, like, he was talking to me, I was sweating, you know. What am I going to say to this man? You know? And and I remember the first session I went in, so we played the county final on the Sunday. Sunday night was,
good crack.
We tried to forget the fact that we're beaten. Yeah. Did Monday into Newbridge, met up with a few of the Sarties lads on the Monday, a few drinks, whatever. So I couldn't wait I had a few drinks on the Monday, but then Tuesday night I was going training. I was Kildare, like it was.
So your first training session?
It was the Tuesday after
2 days of drinking.
After 2. Now, listen, as someone said around home, I often spill more than I'd be able to drink, so I'm not a great drinker anyway, but
it's mad that you didn't have a bit of time off for that, like after the county final.
I didn't want to know about time off. Yeah. No, I don't know, maybe if I said I wasn't going in, it would have been fine, but it wasn't an option for me. I was going into trail with Kildare. This was like, I was like a young lad on Christmas Eve, like I was so excited about going in. But and then it was, it was a few lads tapping around the ball, and then it was all in, start and lap. We could have done 30 laps the first night.
Jeez.
But again, like, I suppose with my, like, Kieran McGeeney often slagged me afterwards. Like, I finished up in around 12 and a half stone. That time I was barely touching 10 stone.
Wow.
So like I was like, so I just,
like a whippet,
just run around. Poor, like you have Brian Murphy. I was like, that'd be, as Mick used to say, you're fairly strong. And she'd have certain lads, you'd have them lapped after maybe 2 laps, and they still plod along, and and that was it. And then he might say, we'll do something different now, and lads would be, we'll go the other way. And that was it. You could do 30 laps, go home.
I remember hearing Mikko speak on it, and he said he used to have lads doing laps, so he test how they do mental.
Yeah, well, that was
because
it. The sports science, I tell you, was complete madness.
What month of the year would that have been?
That was, that time, when I went in first, that time,
the league was played before Christmas.
You had 3 league games before Christmas, then you did O'Byrne Cup, the pre-season, and then you were back into 4 league games, so they were well spread out. So that was, that would have been end of September.
Wow. End of September?
End of September, yeah.
Would that have been the first night back for everyone, or was that your first call-up?
No, everyone I think was back.
First night back, kick a few balls and then 30 laps.
Yeah, 30.
And then go home again.
And
was there a warm up or a warm down?
A little bit of stretch, and he was great for breathing. Mick would stop and And he'd do the breathing exercise, and he'd be down, touch your toes, and this is going. I found that sauce, but nobody questioned him.
Yeah.
But he was a psychologist, because if you were willing to, and like the Centre of Excellence in Hawkfield now is, it's state of the art now, but that time it was goals in the field.
Yeah.
And there was a dressing room in the corner, and it was muck. Like you could see, and the kit man, Tommy Murphy, at the time, he had an old Honda 50, and he used to go around measuring the distance in the Honda 50. He'd be trying to clock the, like, this is elite inter-county.
If you don't have junior club level now, boys will watch out.
Yeah, you'd be gone, and then you go in and get the grub then, and you were back in the next night again. But we, like, that time, like, I think that year, that January, I remember talking to Glenn recently enough about Glenn Ryan, and he had a piece of paper with, we were given, that time there was no internet or no WhatsApp or anything like that. You were given a bit, there's your schedule for it. And we trained something like 26 of the 31 nights in January.
Wow. And how much
it
that was on the field?
Run. All field.
All field,
yeah.
Did you pick up many injuries?
No, well, I was always lucky enough that time.
But lads got through that incredible month of running.
Yeah. No, you'd have a few lads might be struggling a bit, but like you were afraid. I was afraid to tell Mick O'Dwyer I was injured. Remember one time we were getting ready for a match. It was maybe my second year in there, and I went to the doctor. I had a rash here along the side, and Dr. Danny Mulvill was the doctor at the time, and he says, "Johnny, you have shingles." Right. The shingles is
serious enough, yeah.
Yeah, it's serious enough. Yeah. But I had no energy. I was completely sapped. So I said, "You won't play no football the weekend." I'm not even sure who we're playing. And so I went in to tell Mick, like, his reaction was, "Where the fuck did you get that from? Like, what do you mean you can't play?" He said, "Well, I didn't get in the shop. Like, I didn't go down looking for it." But like, I was afraid to go in and tell him. Yeah. Do that's the way he was. But like an unbelievable, like, made you feel like you were Maurice Fitzgerald, like this won't function without you. Now we probably went around the corner and give out about you, but you were 10 feet tall. So that was my first sort of pre-season.
And was there any kind of gym work that time?
Not collectively. No, maybe Miko's last year. Miko's last year was 2002, and we brought us into the Curragh, and there was a couple of army lads, and we were doing a few circuits, but we went out the first league game. It was great, and everything was great. And the first league, we got the shape out was, and your man that was doing this stuff in the Curragh was in the dressing room, and I can't even think of his name. It was Mick, and he says, "Mick, we're delighted with you. Thank you very much, but we won't be needing you again." Back to the laps of the Curragh, because that's what he knew. And then you go through, and then slowly the footballs would come out, and we would go from Hawkfield then into Newbridge.
Yeah,
and between the end of the league and the championship, and it was like we were like spring lambs, just couldn't, and it was all football, few sprints, wire to wire, pick two teams, and away you go.
What was the food situation like?
Food was brilliant. Yeah, it was great.
Food after training?
Oh, food, and well fed after training. Yeah. You'd get, no, it would be all, there was no pastas or anything like that that time, but it would be all, you'd get bacon and cabbage.
Dinner.
Yeah, before the week of the championship match, you get steaks. Yeah. Best of steaks come from the children in Kildare. Yeah. You wouldn't get Chris's home. If I went home to the bog and Tom was eating steak after training, I'd be...
There's boys waiting to get in the Kildare panel to get the steaks.
Yeah.
How did it change then from, say, Miko's era? Because like back then there was loads... You're probably hearing from other counties, they're doing this. I remember like when Clare were like running up and down mountains back in that time in the 90s, everyone said, "Geez, we must do that." Were you hearing from other places how they were developing then over the years? Yeah,
well, I don't really remember too much. I suppose I was only with there with Miko, so I went in say 2000, 2001, 2002, and then it was gone. And then Pádraig Nolan came in, who'd been with Offaly and was, reasonably successful. And we started introducing a bit of weights at that time, but it was nothing collective about it. We'd at the back of the Curragh Racecourse, there was the Stand House Hotel, and we'd use to that gym. But she'd go in and you'd be chatting lads, arse around, and you'd spend more time in the jacuzzi. That's the way it worked. But then Johnny Crofton came in, and they would have done more. But then when Geezer came in, then it was...
I imagine everything from the start to the finish was totally different.
So when did Kieran McGeeney come in then?
Kieran came in before Christmas 07.
Yeah.
And he was
Big
only after
change.
finished. Big change. Now, everything was collective. We did collective gym sessions, and that time, as I say, we did a bit of circuit training in the Curra in the army gym, but we needed to get our own gym. And I remember he said, "Look, we have to." Pat Mangan was chairman of the sports club, and he was a member of the K club.
Yeah.
And after the Ryder Cup, did a big media sort of a tent there, wasn't being used, so he got us that, and we held a boxing night in
the tent?
in Time nightclub.
Yeah.
We raised the right few bob and kitted out the gym.
Did you box?
And I did, yeah.
How'd you get on all right?
I was second. I was second. Nearly third. I did box, yeah.
But McGeady even that time, doesn't he do jiu-jitsu and all that himself?
Yeah. We went up to the jiu-jitsu gym. John Kavanagh was up at Long Mile Road. We used to go up on a Friday evening. And that time Conor McGregor was only starting out.
And we
few
doing
lads
MMA and all,
Oh yeah, we were, yeah. And you'd start first and you'd be down on the big mats and the pads and grappling and all that sort of stuff. And to be in fairness, he'd have other lads that were doing it the whole time, but they weren't going too hard on you. But I think the thing with Kieran's idea around it was that you had to think your way out of pressure. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your natural instinct was to grind the teeth and I'll take the head of this lad.
Yeah.
But it was there was ways of getting out of moves, and then you'd spend maybe an hour down there, and then you go up on the pads upstairs. There was a cage and there'd be pads, and then you'd put you through your paces. But Brian Flanagan, who's manager now, would have sparred Conor McGregor. Now he'd tell you he bet ahead of him. But and Brian was able to box too, to be fair to him. But so that's we used to do a bit of that.
Did that go down okay with everyone? Like, or the lads resistant
I'd
to
say,
it?
You see, again, like with Kieran, you wouldn't.
You weren't going to go up tell him you didn't enjoy it.
I drove up there on Friday and I said, "Oh Jesus, like." Do I need this in my age? You know, that sort of and but you just got on with it, and you just did it. So we would have done a lot of strong man around that, like pushing sleds and the big ropes and all that. It was different type of training, but it was and it was tough. And you were to do, like, we had a full-time S&C coach in the gym, so lads would come and we'd say on a Monday from, we'd say 5 till she'd be there till 10. So it was supervised, so everyone had to be there, like.
Yeah.
And then obviously you were on the field, and Tuesday, Wednesday was back in the gym, Thursday was field. So it was a lot more. It was full on, it was full on.
Well, let's talk about the dressing room. Are there moments or team talks that stand out to you?
There's again, every manager was different, we like, I remember we were in the Leinster final in 2000. It was a funny one. It just sticks out in my mind. And we went in, we were being well beaten by Dublin, and this was after the second day, and Michael was giving us a bit of a spiff, and Michael would be firing brimstone, and and he would get you, like, you'd be ready for war or whatever. But we were going out the door anyway, and Brian Murphy, scored that great famous goal in '98 to win the Leinster, but Brian roars going out the door. I don't know what to get into his head, but he roars out, "Freedom!" on everyone.
And the fellas start laughing, are we all into it?
No, we were just in the buzz. It was only afterwards I thought, "Jeez, more, where did that come from?"
Braveheart.
And
you went out and won it.
It was over after 5 minutes. We had 2 goals scored and Dublin never recovered, and we won the Leinster.
There's going to be lads all around the country shouting freedom in the dressing rooms.
I don't know where it came out, but we were all just so sight going out. Like, we played shite in the first half, and Dublin weren't good on the day. They missed the load. It should have been over half time. Like, they owned the ball. We got two goals straight after half time, and I always remember that one.
But it makes a difference, you think? Team talks, do you buy into it?
No, not really. Like, sometimes there's a place for, kicking the table and stuff to just get lads going, but I don't. For every peak there's a drop, like, and at the end of the day, it never enters your head. The ball is there to be won. You're not thinking, "Oh, geez, I better win this because he said it in the dressing room." Yeah. Like,
you're in trouble if you are.
Yeah. I remember another good one. We were playing into provincials. We played Munster. I think could have been in Thurles one day, Sean Dempsey of Laois. Sean was a great character. Jeez, he was real great fun, and it wasn't really taken that serious. Like, it wasn't like the old Railway Cups, but it was still you wanted to win, and you know. But we were playing, and you were playing Munster, and half time we were being well beaten, and Pillar Cafferty was manager, but Sean was involved, and he was giving that. But he'd be real fire. Yeah. But he hit Graham Geraghty a box. Right? And Geraghty was probably our main player. Yeah. He hit him an awful box. I said, "Oh Jesus!" Half time, but then Geraghty hit him back. We went out to play anyway, and Geraghty was gone after. He was sent off after 5 minutes. I said, "Well, that was some fucking team talk." But like,
there's some memories though.
It's like, brilliant. Brilliant memories. Brilliant memories. Yeah. So,
rivalries next. Who was your biggest rival, like on or off the pitch, like?
See, it's Kildare. It's gas. Like Kildare, geographically, it's a small enough county. Like, so, you know, you'd be down around the Tire or Monasterevin, and then hate Laois. You know, and I wouldn't be too far from that side. We'd be sort of West Kildare. So Laois were always a big rivalry. Then you get across towards Alan Woodruff hanging. You're hitting up against Eden Derry, and so you're in Offaly.
Yeah.
The boys around Kilcock hated Meath. And then, of course, league slip to be all about the Dubs and all that. So, but I think sort of we played Meath a good bit under Kieran, and there was a bit of a rivalry going there at that time, and we got a couple of wins against them. They beat us in a few, and there was a rivalry, sort of going. Whatever, and you always felt, just I probably shouldn't say this, you always felt me look down on you. They probably didn't. Actually, they didn't, but I felt that because they'd won all Ireland, and it was a traditional word.
They do have a rich tradition.
They do. But so you always got a little
chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, probably 2 chips. And when it came to me,
any personal ones?
No, I wasn't one for. I had lots of battles, different lads on the field. Yeah, but I always like to shake hands. And
was there any lad that you thought, like, going out, oh jeez, it's going to be tough today?
Yeah. I had loads of them, but I remember playing, and I won't name the chap, but we played Cavan one time in 08. Narrows it down.
That was tough against Cavan.
Playing in Newbridge, and I was marking a guy, and he pinched me, he scrubbed me, he walked to me, he questioned me parents, he questioned me sisters. He just and I was fuming. And if he had the ball, which he won a few balls, the fists were closed. Trying to tie, No, he kicked the shy on me. I was no good to fight at all. But anyway, I was bullying. The whistle when we won by a couple of points, and I was come on, this lad comes in. He comes over, Johnny. He says, "You're my favourite footballer." I said,
I'd hate to meet the fella you don't like.
You're some footballer. And I was there. Oh, thanks. No, there was scrub. There was destroyed me.
Just score a few points.
I got a couple, but not as many as I would have liked. So you do. Lads be trying to test you, know. And he fucking tested me that day.
That's so nice.
Yeah. So that I started the fight and went down a bit. Oh, thanks very much.
It's one way to diffuse the situation.
Yeah.
Do you have a most memorable game that you played in, whether it was club or county or whatever it was?
Look, I'd have a few. I suppose, you know, you always think of the ones you won, and I was lucky enough, like, we won our club in 04, won the only senior championship in Kildare. That was huge for our club. Obviously, I've only won Leinster. It was the only thing really. I won the Division 2 with Kildare, but that one. But I think the biggest one, we won the intermediate Leinster title in 2023. I was 45. I was on bonus territory. You know, playing with all these lads that I would have played with their father. I really enjoyed everything about it. The whole way up. I knew I was getting towards the end. Obviously, it was borrowed time, and you see your club winning a Leinster club champ. Now, it wasn't senior, but it was where we were. Getting into the back of the lorry in the village. You know, it was just, and I did. Do you know, it's funny, when we won the Leinster in 2000, I thought, well, we're after winning one in 98, or, you know, this is the way it is.
It'll keep going,
we won, we were after winning a few senior leagues up to before we won the championship. Again, this is going to be, so while I enjoyed it for I didn't never step back, but when I was older and I stepped back, I said, Jesus, like, and Cullyhanna beat us in the All-Ireland semi-final by 2 points and they went on and won it. So you were there and I really enjoyed it. And, you know, even for the few days after, I remember, obviously we went Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, and I was like, all right, now, you know, I've enough done. And on the Wednesday, and
going back in with Kildare on Wednesday.
Yeah, that was the father telling me I was good enough to be in there. But Siobhan came home from work and she says, I wasn't expecting you. And I said, no. I said, are the boys out? Yeah. What the fuck down there, will you? You're never going to see this again. Like, so she ran me out the door.
Yeah, you go down to the pub.
Yeah. She said, this is it. Like, you'll never expect. Because, like, as a player, it's different. Like, you know, like, if you're part of the management setup, it's not, you're there to facilitate, but it's not your team.
Yeah.
So that was like
special.
Oh, very special. Yeah.
It is one of those things though when you watch with the club, and if you're watching the games in TG Carr or that, and like you watch a county final or you watch boys come home, like that's the stuff. Like I know, like you want to win All Ireland with your county, of course,
of course.
But like winning that with the club must be.
It was massive, like.
Because like back into town and learn proper respect.
Yeah, and like the like our village is just now it's got bigger obviously the last while, there's houses days, but it's a crossroads, like, and we all piled up in the yard up the road and we're all into it, and like bringing the cup down. And of course then we obviously had the second cup then because of the intermediate, Kildare intermediate. And it was just magic. The place was just hopping and everyone in their Allenwood gear, and it was a magical time, you know. And I said, when you're that bit older, you do appreciate it more, because I knew I was never going to be, you know.
So you were 45, and were you starting games? You playing all games?
Yeah, playing midfield, yeah. Midfield, yeah.
But you're still fit out. You're doing marathons now.
Still keep myself tipping over,
Tipping over. You're doing a marathon there.
Doing a marathon now in Limerick in May. So we'll see how that goes.
You're still tipping.
Still tipping. Still tipping.
Did you ever get in trouble when you were playing? On or off the field? Or did you ever, like, we ever called in, Mick never called you in to give out your...
No, I wasn't that type of player. Yeah. No, I'd say I never really, I just went with the manager, whatever, you know, like we all, when you're betting championship matches, you give out, no, we should have been doing this. But I was never that, you know, whether you call it respect, I don't know what it was, but I never really got in much trouble. I was never good to fight. I never started a fight. There was times, you know, you
end up in one.
You'd end up in one, yeah. And I got sent off a couple of times. I never really.
Did you get sent off?
I did, yeah. I got sent off. I got to actually, we played an O'Byrne Cup match against Laois. I remember, not sure what year it was, but anyway, there was a bit of a row started anyway, and a lad came at me. I said, "Oh, the fucking row's down there. What are you doing?" And anyway, so I just grabbed him. He jumped on top of me. I just hold on to him. That's all I was doing. You know, it's like years ago when you were hurling. If you stood out of the way, you got a belt of a hurl. Get in real close. That's what I was holding on to him to get it. And so there was thumps everywhere, and it was a huge row. But I was holding on for dear life, because if he got near me, he would have killed me. But so that was anyway. Next thing, there was myself and Morgan O'Flaherty, who's would never be involved in that like that. Next thing, two of us got the line. I was disgusted. I remember saying, "Well, get the video camera. I'm not accepting this." So Keys was there. Relax. We've the video. There's no problem.
Yeah.
There'd be no issue with that. And I said, "That's grand." So I came in Tuesday night. I said, well, no, we won't be showing the video. And I said, what? Well, he said, we probably have 3 lads arrested. So I got me 2 games suspension.
You were just sucking up for the rest of the boys.
Yeah, so that was...
Johnny, how did you know it was time to retire from the inter-county?
How did I know? Be very honest about it. We finished we're beaten in 13, and then Kieran, which we thought was staying on for 14, and then in the wisdom of the county board and the clubs and the politics that goes on in the GAA, decided maybe we're just better out there, maybe we could do better than Kieran McGeaney, so we'll have a vote on it. And he lost the vote by 1 vote. So we were, there was WhatsApp groups, we need this, we're going to strike, and we're going to the...
What did the players want it?
The players wanted him big time, big time, but you know the politics.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's
if you have a group who are giving up so much of their lives, and they want
and he look, we could talk about Kieran, and she could see what it means to Armagh to have him back or whatever. And we were, we we didn't win a whole lot. We didn't win a Leinster under him, but we were competing. You know, I think he was there 6 years, and 5 of those 6 years we were in all in quarterfinals. We got to a semi-final, so we weren't, you know,
competitive.
We were competitive. But anyway, so then Jason Ryan took over then, and I went back, but this fire was gone. Like the whole thing didn't sit right with me. Now I was 36. My wife was only after giving birth to twins, so we had 3 kids under 2. Yeah. Do you know, it was busy. Now someone said that's a reason to go train.
I was just about to say, I thought you would have taken it.
Yeah, and I just saw I'd my out, and you know, it was a nice way to go.
But you played the league.
Yeah, so I came back then. The girls were born, twins were born Christmas Eve, so I hadn't really done much up to that. And I came back and played a few matches in the league. And the end of the league, I just said no. It was now there was loads of different factors.
Yeah.
Some of the lads that I would have played with, Dermot Early and Ron Sweeney, they'd moved on, and the dressing room had changed a little bit. And as I was 36, probably
most lads are gone.
Yeah, and I was lucky. I was very lucky. I always consider myself a bad sub. I wouldn't have been a good sub. You know, I was playing all the time, and probably was facing into that as well. Which is, you know, we all need subs, and that's fine. And
you didn't want to be.
I didn't want to be a sub.
Yeah.
You know, so there was loads.
Some
of
lads are better than others at like. Their 10 minutes.
Exactly. No, well, I don't know whether anyone's happy to be so, but they can manage it a bit better.
Yeah.
Like that wouldn't suit me at all. I might be honest about it. But yeah, so all those factors, you know, and I said, you know what, it's time for me to.
Were you ever tempted to come back again after that? Because obviously you stayed playing with the club.
If you had a good year with the club,
would you be, you know, sitting down at Christmas going, fuck it, or watching the Kildare match going, I could fucking
I know, I did that, certainly, but I never, you know, you see, maybe, and you know, it's funny when you finish, you go, like, what's it like going to Kildare? I go to all the Kildare matches, and like, when I finished, and, you know, it was a tough enough year afterwards, and so my stock went to the roof then, you know. It was great for your ego to go to my, Johnny, did you bring the boots and all that? Yeah. But I'd no real interest in going back. But I certainly would have watched matches since, you know, I'd still manage it. You know, but sure, in your own head is still going on, you know.
And
you actually haven't retired from club football yet?
No, playing a little bit. Well, I made a mistake last year. Was last year? No, the year before. Yeah. We were so we won the intermediate, we got back senior, and that's where I would have so when I started playing with the club, we were senior, playing Division 1 and competitive. Then we went intermediate and we went back to Division 3. So I said I wanted to finish playing senior, and we went from Division 3 back to Division 1. So
full circle.
Yeah, full circle. That was me. And we were coming out, we were actually beaten by a tie, would be one of the stronger ones, and there was a few local lads, paper lads or media lads there, whatever. Someone said, is that it now? And I just said, sure, you can't go forever. And then that's it, it's gone, it's over. You know, Johnny Doyle's announced his retirement. I said, just today. But anyway, so that was, and I was happy enough I was going to play a bit of second team at the club, and then we had a few injuries and stuff like that, and the manager last year of the club, Mark Hogarty, who I would have played with, you know, was on that 04 team. He said, listen, any chance you just tugging out for the last few, and so I ended up going back. We got to a relegation. Ended up going back in then, and so you never
Did you ever retire?
You don't, like, not around the club.
You came back for a relegation final, was it?
Relegation final, yeah.
And what's the score?
I got a 2-pointer and I got a goal.
I remember reading this article. You went viral again, Johnny. Johnny Doyle.
Sure.
What age were you then?
I went into the pub afterwards, and a good friend of mine now, and he's man a few words, and of course I was delighted with myself, you know. Great lad after kicking a goal. But he said, I was chatting to him, and he said, all it proves you got 2 kicks at. So you were right back down. That's all I saw. You got 2 kicks at, and you're done. Nothing like your own to bring you down.
So you're still playing the junior now? Yeah,
I played a match there Monday night. Junior league starters played a match. So
how'd that go?
Second again.
And what position are you playing now?
I played midfield the other night. Yeah.
And what age are you, Johnny?
I'm 48 now.
48 playing midfield as junior.
Will you be lured back into the senior setup again this year?
No.
Another headline.
There you go.
No.
Last question that we want to ask you, Johnny, is there anything you change about the game today? Like the new rules obviously have come in, which have definitely improved it for forwards.
Yeah.
Cornerbacks sickened.
Yeah, for a
by the new
cornerback.
rules.
I've no sympathy for cornerbacks anyway.
No, I don't think anyone has.
Fighting you and kicking you.
No, I think, look, at like everyone, the rules have, the games are a lot more entertaining. Like 10 points down, you still have a chance now. That was 3 or 4 years ago. Lock up shop, game over.
Yeah.
With the rules, a few. I'm not sure about I'm sure about the hand in the back. The pin, like if a lad's messing and won't give the ball, throws it into the stand or kicks it away, absolutely. But lads getting the ball and then running into someone that's brought up 50 metres and stuff like that, that's just drives me mad.
It's a strange one because we've had to do it at training. Like you've had to, like during a warm up, be like, no, just hand it to a fella.
Yeah.
Because like nobody wants to, after like stopping an attack, which is kind of at times you do have to obviously stop.
Yeah, of course.
You want the fella turn around, hand it back.
Yeah.
Madness, really, like isn't it? Like
and then get out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going the hooter either.
Well, I like the hooter last year where there's 2 points in it.
Yeah.
It's hooter goes and you can finish out. It adds excitement
so
to the
exciting.
game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You still have that. Like you look at Cork and Meath, like they had the ball, hooter goes, could be on the attack here, maybe get something under the beating. So that I don't like.
Yeah, but he's booting it out of place. Like
exactly. Yeah. Well, even if that's a case of, the team that's winning has the ball, hooter goes, boot out play, that's fine. But if it's the other way, it just adds to the excitement of it that you could say, we could get another, like you look at Kerry before half time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Clifford, like that was brilliant in my book, just wait and wait. It was like a cat ready to pounce on a mouse,
You knew it was going to happen.
You knew it was going to happen, and you just wait and then bang. No, I think that adds to the game, but I think in general the game has improved so much more.
It's in a good place.
It is in a good place, but it needed it.
Yeah. Are you still taking the frees?
No, I don't take the free. Well, for the juniors, anyone can take them because by the time I get up there,
I go away. The
whole will be going.
Did you enjoy taking frees?
Yeah, I did enjoy taking frees. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's funny. Again, I sound like an ancient now. When I started playing football, really getting into football, it was 8, 9, 10, and Cork and Meath that time. You're talking 88, 89, 90 that time. Were the two teams, and of course with Shea Fahy and Larry Tompkins, ex-Kildare man, I locked on to Cork. And you see, you didn't see, like, there was no provincial finals on the telly or anything that time. You saw the All-Ireland finals and semi-finals.
It's mad to think a Munster final, Leinster final wouldn't have been on telly.
No, weren't on telly, no. And so Larry Tompkins was my hero growing up. Obviously the fact he was Kildare and our school jerseys, like, again, there was no club. You played under 10 for the school, 11s, 13s, and then you went to the club. Do you know what I mean? So we were an all red jersey, which Cork. So I was kicking frees. That from that age was off we'd at home, we'd the hedge, and there was a lean-to, and then you'd the gable end of the garage. So you'd hit it all, trying to hit it so to come back to you. You know what I mean? And that was so. That's why when I started kicking frees off the ground, and during the winter you might take a few out of your hands, but I prefer to be off the ground. Always hit them on the ground.
There's not many yet, no.
And now, it's funny. Like, and again, where I grew up, like, we didn't have much else. I lived in the country. Like if I wanted to go into Newbridge to play soccer, and I'd have to tow in, it was hardship. Like, Daddy was going to work in the car. We'd one car. We'd RT1 and 2 on the telly, so you couldn't sit and watch telly.
Only take frees.
So that's the thing. You go up to the field and you'd be kicking. And like, I'd say to the kids now, and they think you're in a different world. Like, they're going to be laughing at you. But I go with 3 or 4 footballs, and I'd be out there on my own, I'd be kicking, and I'd be kicking to win a Leinster final, or
of course.
So that's what we did as kids, So that's where I started, but I enjoyed the responsibility, and if I'm very honest, kicking a few frees probably helped me stay on teams at times, because I remember Niall Buckley who was an unbelievable footballer for Kildare, one of the best, and he was there in 98 and then gone to America, and he came back in 2001. I was, the Nuxers coming back now, that's me gone. And he was practicing frees big time.
Kicked an awful lot of balls against the game wall and no one.
But in fairness to him, because he was a good long range free taker, but in fairness to him, when he came back, he says, he said, "You take the freeze. You're the future in the past." In fairness to him. So that was it.
We look on at Kildare, big population, big football tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they haven't won more over the years?
Oh, why? How long have you got? I don't. It's a hard one, really. I don't know. So is the answer. There's a lot of good stuff happening. I think underage we've been really successful. The transition from say 20s to senior is a struggle for us. There's no one thing. I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I do think that there's from a club point of view. I remember talking to a guy in Limerick and about what happened in Limerick. And he was heavily involved in that, and he said the way they look at success now is how many lads have you on the under 16 team?
Yeah.
Where
numbers,
numbers. Are we produce? You feel that we're all in this one pathway to go. Where I know in clubs in Kildare, and just hope that he's not going to make it. Now we could do with him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I'd be the opposite saying, well, look at, he goes and gets to that level. He comes back to us now. That'll be a real.
He's exposed to high quality training.
Yeah, like when you our county isn't as united to one goal as it should be.
Yeah.
Like there's been a load of there's been a few different. Like take the Kieran McGeaney, split down the middle. Some wanted, some didn't. Some voted against it because it's my chance to get a cut at the county board. There's
different agendas.
Yeah, different agendas. Yeah. So I think that's a factor. And for some reason, and I was involved there for a few years, but like we can't. And I don't mind lads go travelling, but we lose an awful lot.
Yeah.
Like you look at the team now, they'll take Sunday. We're playing Laois in the first round, and the Tailteann Cup team. It's nearly a different team.
Yeah.
So you have to. Every year should be layered. You have to. Every year you're nearly starting again a new team. It just and that's maybe the fact that lads think we're wasting our time here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, but we live in hope.
You could be losing lads to the hurlers now.
You could be.
The hurlers on the up, man.
Yeah. Disappointing that. But the only thing we're happy about is the Ash back in Kildare. Just I'll be in trouble when this goes out.
Brilliant. Just Johnny, thanks a million.
Thanks
for inviting me down. Yeah, it was great to chat.
Fair play. And we look forward to when you go back playing senior this year. Johnny, thanks a million.
Cheers, boys. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Hey!
This is On The Bench with the two Johnnies with Board Gosh Energy. You've got to love the weekend. On The Bench drops on Fridays. There's loads of cracking GAA to watch Saturday and Sunday. And with our sponsors, Board Gosh Energy's Weekend Smart Plan, we get night rates all weekend long. Lovely stuff altogether.